Hey everyone, this is Jack from the Galaxy Grudge project, and today I'm going to show you how you can run your own dedicated server for the game. The server build is now hosted on Steam as a production tool, and this is going to make things a lot more user-friendly for the community. This is actually a pretty big step for the project. Previously we've relied on external hosting tools like Google Drive to pass various builds around for the server, and this was messy, very hard to track different versions, and it was also a little less secure than we'd like. So now the build is hosted on Steam. I'm going to walk you guys through the process of getting the build. It's really easy, and also making it sort of publicly available for everyone else to play on. So to explain my setup a little bit, this is my desktop of my home machine. This is where I'm going to be running the build of the game. And then I have a remote machine over here. This is an Amazon machine, and this is going to behave as the server. So the server currently just runs on Windows. We might be able to get Linux server functions happening in the future, but for now, if you've got a Windows machine with a public internet connection, this is how you can grab the build. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for a tool called Steam CMD. And this is essentially an application that you can use to access various parts of the Steamworks network. Just going to click on this first link here, and then download Steam CMD. Going to click this link here, and then I'm just going to save that onto the desktop. Cool. And once that's done, I'm just going to make a new folder and drop it inside that folder. The reason I'm putting it inside a new folder is that when you open it and run it for the first time, it basically populates a whole bunch of stuff wherever it gets run from. So I'm going to do that now. And it's essentially just downloading latest updates, extracting everything, and getting itself ready to be used. You can see while this is happening that if we go back into the folder, there's a whole bunch of stuff that exists in here now. This shouldn't take too long, so that's finished, great. And now we just need to log into the Steam network, and we can actually do this anonymously. We don't need to use any user credentials. So I'm just going to type login anonymous, hit enter, and in a couple of moments it'll log in and it'll be ready to use. Great. And now I'm going to type app_update space, and then we just type the Steam app ID for the dedicated server build, which is 4785920, and hit enter. Now that code will stay the same throughout the lifespan of the playtest build of Galaxy Grudge. So once this is finished, and it should only take a moment, the server's only about 600 megabytes. Once it's done, you can do whatever you want with the server. You can customize the values, the config variables, and then whenever the server gets updated on Steam and we push out a new build, you can just run this command again, and it will just diff and patch whatever files need to be changed inside the server build and just update it. So that's finished. Just going to close Steam CMD, and you can see in here now, inside this folder, inside Steam Apps and Common, we have this GG dedicated server folder. Go in here, and this is the dedicated server. So a few things, you can see that there's an application here, this Unreal MP server. This is the application that will launch the dedicated server build. And then there's a shortcut to that file. Now the shortcut is essentially here in case you want to launch the server with a command window so that you can see what it's doing. If you just launch this, dedicated servers from Unreal Engine, they run in headless mode and they don't display anything on your screen. If you want to see what the server is doing, you can run the shortcut instead. And basically all the shortcut has is at the end of the file address, it just has this -log here, which creates the command window. So if I run the shortcut now, it'll take a moment to boot up, and then it'll load a command window, And I've set the online networking to be extremely verbose. So basically everything that it's doing, every form of communication that it's making with Steam will be logged here, so you can see everything that's happening. And you can see all of the data that it has pushed to Steam here. The ID of the app, the custom game ID, the name of the server build, the map, the game type, the current players, the maximum players, the connection method, etc, etc. Now some of these things can be customized. So over here in the dedicated server folder, under the Unreal MP folder, if you go to saved and then config, Windows Server, and open up this game.ini, you can see at the bottom here there are some settings that you can change. So you can change the score limit for the match, you can change the time limit in minutes, the first level to load when the server launches. These settings here are currently experimental. The networking mode, the maximum players, the current players, the game session name. So this is the server name. If you want to customize this, you can put something else here and that'll show up in the server browser in the game. But anyway, so that's running now. So if I come back to my desktop machine, I'm just going to bring the game over here, go into multiplayer, find game, switch this to online. We can see our server there that we just set up. Just going to double click on that, and now we are connected to the server. And I can start the match, and there we go, and that's it. And now we're playing on that Amazon server, and other people can join this game and play with us. Now, if you've never run game servers before, I would suggest doing a little bit of research on the various requirements for the server machine. You'll typically want to make sure that the following ports are open and reachable on your computer. If you have experience with server hosting, you probably already know this, but if not, here's a basic breakdown. So UDP port 7777 is what Unreal Engine uses for client-server connections. If clients can't reach this port on your machine because of a firewall or an incorrectly configured router, they might have problems connecting to the server. There's also UDP and TCP ports 27015, and these are what Steamworks uses for traffic and server queries. So the clients will need to be able to reach these ports to be able to interact with your server. If you're experimenting at home with a personal computer, you might need to forward the ports through your internal network to make them accessible to the outside world. This can usually be done through the router's internal web page, but since every router is different, the specifics of that go beyond the scope of this video. If you have a publicly reachable IP address, static or dynamic, and if these ports are open and reachable, your server should work. There are some gotchas. One of the most common ones is that the server will not be able to run on the same machine that's running the client build. If you try to do this, one of them will fail to connect to Steam properly. If you have any other problems, just come and join us on Discord and we can try to help. The more active servers we have, the better chance users have of finding a game with a decent ping and getting involved with the community. As always, thank you for checking out the channel. We always appreciate likes and subscribes to spread the word about the game, and we look forward to seeing you in the arena soon. Thanks a lot.